Well, it was a close call this afternoon for several Pineville homeowners when a large brush fire spread on Desoto Road. The flames quickly spread through the trees, coming within just feet of several trailers before fire crews were able to put it all out. Now, no one was injured during the fire and no homes were impacted, but fire crews did say that these brush fires are becoming more common during this extreme heat and are warning that they can be extremely dangerous and spread fast if you're not careful. So this is a good time to remind everyone that a statewide burn ban went into effect today, according to the Louisiana State Fire Marshal's office, in response to those dry conditions. The burn ban applies to all private burning unless it is approved by a local fire department or government. Now, this does not include the use of barbecue pits, fire pits, and small campfires for brief periods of time. Officials say that anyone caught violating the burn ban will face consequences, and the burn ban will remain in effect until further notice.